What is up, guys? So I am here with a Tiltbrush tutorial. So I'm going to kind of show you how I go through my drawings and just kind of show you my workflow. So I pretty much always use a blank canvas, and that's just kind of how I start. So anyway, I'm going to open the library where I have all of my reference images for when I'm creating. I strongly recommend that you guys do the same, and you can always do that by just plugging your quest into the computer, or you can also use side quests to drag and drop files, which is kind of cool. So we're going to do the Joker. So got this Joker image, and I'm going to show you pretty much what I do to get started and the brush that I use. So I use this one right here, this one. This so far is the best brush that I have used in Tiltbrush that really works, because you see how you can just kind of, it just kind of follows your hand. So the point of that being is like it's really steady. So when you're trying to draw stuff, it's easier to get like the straight lines. You can use a straight line tool, but we're just going to start off like this. So I'm going to start like this and create, this is going to be the base of the body for the Joker. And then what I like to do is I just kind of draw a line here, and you see that this is actually going to be part of the leg. And then we'll do the same thing here. So practically, we're kind of doing this almost like it's a mixture of drawing and kind of modeling at the same time. So what I'm going to do now is select this leg, and then select this one. We're going to put these two together. And we're just going to put the leg there. I found that like if you're wanting to use Tiltbrush and have more like solid pieces of artwork versus like the kind of sketch kind of look that Tiltbrush can deliver, this tool seems to work the best. Also, to it prevents you from having to use a ton of strokes just to fill in an area. So yeah, so these are going to be the arms. Actually, let's flip this around like that. And then we're going to select those. And that's just going to be one arm. And then what we're going to do is duplicate that. And you do that just by pushing on the little button down there. It always highlights like when you're able to duplicate. Okay, so now that we've got that going, we're going to work on the little bit of the vest that does show through on the suit jacket. You see why I'm saying I like this tool? Because it works really well. And then let's get our color picker. Let's get some green. So we're going to do the shirt underneath. So let's just go ahead and put that in like that. This is my main tool that I use literally for all of my base, like, base drawings when I'm starting out. You can always play around and use different tools later, but this one seems to help. I'm able to move quickly through creating with this tool. So we're going to do little spots for his sleeves. There we go. Now this isn't going to be a super detailed drawing, guys. I want you to know, but it's like we're not trying to go with the look of that picture that we're using as a reference image, just so you guys know. So this is going to be more cartoony. So now we're doing his shoe. I just want to show you guys how to get kind of started, because I'm going to be honest, when I first started using Tiltbrush, my first time using it too, I was using the Rift, and that was quite a few years ago. But oh boy, I was super intimidated because it was so weird drawing in 3D. I was mostly just used to drawing, like on an iPad or just on actual pencil and paper or pen or whatever. It was a different experience, so I understand it can be like pretty challenging to get started with. So this this is gonna be his sock, so we're just gonna put that there. But yeah, it can be super challenging. or intimidating. So once you know what to do with it, though, then it actually becomes a lot like, I don't know, it just becomes more free filling. If you're just drawing anything, like whatever, then it's fine. You can use whatever tools. But if there's something specific that you're trying to draw in your mind, I find that using this method, at least for myself, it tends to help me speed up my process on getting to where I want to be with the drawing. Because I tried using some of the other tools and it just really kind of it got too intense. Okay, so we're just putting a little bit of just a lighter color on his shoe. Now we are going to detail this more, just like his suit and just the whole drawing. So you'll see. I'm just, again, just showing you how to get started. I've been wanting to make a video like this for Tiltbrush for quite a while now, because I know there's probably a lot of people that want to do it, but sometimes it just might be a little overwhelming. So yeah, so anyway, so yeah, so we'll move that a little bit, just like that. Okay, so now we're going to do the face. So I just kind of start out like this with the shape like that. I'm sure there's probably a ton of other people out there that use Tiltbrush that draw completely different than I do. But yeah, this is just the way I tend to like to do it. And I'm still learning. I'm still experimenting. So I'm not a professional at this app at all. I'm just trying to apply certain things that I've learned from regular drawing into this. So, and you'll see some examples of that later, especially once we get to like the coloring. So yeah, so you see I'm just kind of like, it's kind of how I was just filling in the face, making it a little bit more thick. And then so what we're going to do now is let's do his hair. The reason why I like this tool so much is because it's easy to start blending it in with another drawing. And I don't mean blending in the traditional sense of what people think of like smearing the colors together, but I mean just being able to have the other color just kind of wrap around the white part. You see, like the green part that we're doing right now, it's just kind of wrapping around the what will be his face. So we just bring this on down, just like so. I love drawing in Tiltbrush so much, guys. It's so satisfying. Yeah, they just need to add it. Need to make multiplayer though, so we can like all draw together. That would be really cool. Okay, so this is gonna be one of his ears. So we'll put that right there. You guys are gonna find out how much you're gonna be using the duplicate tool, or you may not. You never know. But I find myself using it a lot, which is really cool because oh my gosh, it saves so much time. So see, that looks more like a head. So it's coming together. And then let's do, so this is going to be, let's do the smile. So just kind of just smooth that out just a little bit. And then let's just select all of that. There we go. Now we're not going to pose him the same way as in the reference image. So we're going to do a different pose, but it's already coming together. So I'm using kind of another, drawing it again in the background kind of to help fill it in. So the Black Manta drawing and the Batman drawing, same method. This is literally the same thing I did to get those ones going too. We'll do this. This will be his nose. And then we're gonna do, this will be the interior of his of his mouth, because we can't just have all of his lips just red just like this. So we gotta change it up a little bit. So we'll start there and then draw another one, and then just kind of blend those two back together. You see what I mean? That's what I mean about the blending thing. Like, this tool just, it works so well. Because the thing is like, when I was first using Tiltbrush, I struggled with trying to keep my hand still. There's something that you'll see in the video later that also kind of ties um, into that, about like your hand being still and stuff. But um, I like this one because it actually mimics more of a pen, like when you're drawing in real life. Because like, as you move your hand, like that one follows in it. It's hard to describe, but I think you guys can kind of see what I mean just as we're drawing here. Okay, so these are going to be little lines for his eyes. So we're going to have his eyes closed in this drawing. Yeah. And then we'll do the makeup. So you see how easy that was just to make that little shape? This is a great tool. It's a really good tool. So we'll just do it over here on this one. And then we'll do the top. And then we'll go up and come down just like so. There we go. And then we'll do his eyebrows. I am super confident, guys, that anyone can do this. Like, using this method, anyone can do this. So yeah, so we'll select the head, and then we'll group it together. That's something that's going to be very important. You guys are going to make sure you group certain things together. It's very important, and you'll start to see why as you do drawings yourself. But one of the big reasons, and you'll see, is grouping things together allows us to draw the character, but then we can actually just repose the character, which is really cool, because that's like where the 3D kind of side fits, like really fits in this, is being able to repose your drawing. But yeah, so we're going to do this. We'll put his neck in there, just like so. Okay, let's move the head just a little bit. Perfect. Guys, it's so cool being able to rotate around your artwork. Like, it's so cool. Plus the fact that it looks like it's right in front of you. Like, man, I'm serious. We are in the future right now. Okay, so let's add in his leg. It's going from his shoe to his pant leg. Okay, and then do his wrist. So what we're doing right now is, this is actually going to be his hand. So he's got a long thumb, but that's going to be a thumb, and then this would be the end of his finger. Now, the reason why I have those two spaced is because, or two different pieces instead of just making it one long one, is so if you want to actually bend his hand later. So say you want to change the position that your character is in, so you could totally do that. So we duplicate it, and then we're going to put another finger and another one. And there we go. Just like so. And then we'll scoot this on in. And there we go. And then we'll select this, and then let's come over here and attach it to him. Just like so. So I just leave it just like that. So honestly, when I'm drawing in Tiltbrush, I'm literally drawing like piece by piece and putting it, and then putting the drawing together. Okay, so these are little highlights right here. And then let's get that color, and let's do a little bit of shading. So this is kind of, oops, okay, here we go. It's kind of the interior of his jacket. So we want to have like a little shadow there. We'll bring that out just a little bit. See how smooth that is? How easy you're able to do that? Gosh, I love that tool. Okay, so then we're gonna do the other side. And then we'll just bring it on out, just like the other one. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that cool, guys? You see how it's just like, it's coming together. Like once you start adding the depth, like the shadowing and all that stuff, which helps to add depth, then it really starts coming together. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna repose him. So this is what I meant. So see, so I select the arm in his hand and this arm, and then rotated it just like that. Okay, so then we have that, and we're gonna select all of this, and we're gonna tilt his body back just a little. There we go, just a little bit, just like that, and then we'll get his leg, and then we're gonna have him where he's doing the kick. I don't know. I really like that pose in the movie when he's doing the part on the stairs. But yeah, so let's see. Actually, we'll bend that one, and it will bend his foot. Okay, so he's looking pretty happy. Let's fix his foot just a little bit. There we go. Bend his head down just a little bit. Okay, now we're gonna start doing, this is kind of the part that starts really helping things come together. So we're actually doing kind of, I guess you would call cleanup, but also filling it in. So see, we're making the pants leg a little bit thicker on that leg. So you rotate around and you see different spots. So like right here, there we go. Yeah, so like right here, then we're gonna fill that in, and then make that a little bit thicker. And then we'll make the arms not look so jointy, so we'll kind of connect it more to the body. Same thing over here. So see, we'll make his shoulder connect a little bit better than what it was. And fix up his jacket a little. Okay, now here's the cool part. Now this is where this is how I do the lighting in my drawings. So the previous drawings you guys have seen, this is kind of how I do it. So get a brighter color. So you obviously have to remember what side is the light hitting from. So in this case, that means the light would be hitting from the back. So we want to make that area lightest, just like in real life. So technically, as we already did the drawing, now that we're adding light, our original color palette that we were working with is working as shadow, which is really cool. So we just want to make sure we hit it in the right spots, and that's how it looks believable. That's how it looks realistic. Because I'm not using any lights. I think there's like one light that's on, but I don't think it casts any shadows. So literally, we're painting where the light should be. So this right here on the leg, and then we just bring it on down. Now see, you want to leave it at some spots where it looks like the light is not reaching, and that's how you get even more of a 3D look, and actually it looks like there's lights going on in your scene, which is pretty cool. So we'll just kind of do that. And we'll just go ahead and bring this over. Just like so, just like that. Then we'll just clean that up. There we go. Okay, so the back of the jacket is already starting to look pretty light. Now let's do the same thing for the hair. And you see how I kind of push into it and then pull out, so that's the way you get the colors to be like really close to each other. There we go. Okay, so here, let's actually make this a darker color. There we go. So I'll just drop it right underneath. So just have a little shadow underneath his nose, just a little bit. And then we're gonna add some little details on the face, so some extra little spots that look like shadow. We'll just fill in this little spot right here. And we're just gonna do the same thing, of course, on the other eye, and then yeah, so we'll just do that. So just bring it on down, just like so. Fill this in, and then right there, just bring that on up. Then right here, and just a little bit under his chin. Now for this, we're going to just add a little bit of shadow underneath his neck. Just because I think I don't know, I think it looks better that way. Okay, so then on the back, we'll just kind of, actually let's do from the bottom up. So just put like a little crease in the jacket right there, just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing we did with the lighting, but we're going to do it for the back of his hands. Because remember, if the sun's hitting on the back of him, you always want to make sure that you show that with your coloring. So we'll just bring these on up, just like so. And just fill that in. Okay, so for his hair, we're switching brushes, and we're just going to do some streaks. Just like so. Just because we want this to look like it's actually wrapping around the head. So that's why I use a different brush as compared to the other one. You could totally do it with the other one, but this brush works just fine. So let's bring these up a little bit closer. There we go. You see how that's all just blending together? So just clean up the lip a little bit. There we go. And actually, let's change his eyebrows. Let's actually point them down. He still looks happy, but he looks a little more crazy. A little more crazy, Mr. J. There we go. Yeah, that looks fine. So let's put some little buttons on the front of his vest. So we'll just put those there. One right there. Cool. Now let's bring this out just a little bit. Even more so. So see, it's just like the little fold on his jacket, so we just want that to stand out a little bit more than what it was. And then this leg, let's actually turn it a little bit because it's starting to look really funny. Yeah, that looks better. So just fill that in. And here, make his shoe a little bit bigger. Give him more of a clown feet. And then let's just readjust that. So you can see it's coming together, which is pretty cool. So, and you can get as detailed as you want with this. It's looking pretty good though. So just fix that just a little bit. So here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some of his hair actually loose, because you see it's all just kind of one piece right now, but we're gonna add like a few little strands of hair. That's just kind of makes it look more like he's in motion a little bit. Let's just clean this up a little bit. Just like so. Just make it stand out a little bit more than what it was. And then we can add a little bit of drop shadow right underneath that. That way it makes it look like it's like separated from the pants, which is kind of cool. There we go. Just add a little bit more shadowing to the vest. It's coming together though, right? It's pretty cool. So here, what we're doing is we're adding in some folds and kind of wrinkles just to make it look like the vest actually yeah, has some wrinkles in it, you know, because you don't want it to be just super plain and smooth. Otherwise it just kind of looks a little, I mean, it's fine, but it's so fast to do this, so it's like, why not? And then here we'll put the little line separating the two pieces going up. And just like so. See, that looks good. You see how fast that was? It didn't take any time and it made it look so much better. Let's change the background real quick though. So after a while, I gotta change the background because just looking at just the pure white can start to get to my eyes a little bit. But yeah, we could just adjust this. I do recommend you guys should change the background periodically as you're working on stuff. So yeah. Okay, now these right here, these are very important. This is how I do all of my shadows like that are supposed to be on flat surfaces. So you get a flat brush for this. Well, first, before we do that, we're gonna do shadow, but we're gonna let's do this. Let's draw out some ha-has. Okay, just like so. Now you see how I was able to draw that on a flat surface? That's like, it's almost the same thing as drawing like on a piece of paper, or a hard surface, which is really cool. So now we can just take this and kind of add it over here. We can get rid of that now because we do not need it. And let's bring another one out. Now this one, let's throw that away too. This one is going to be so we can draw something on the floor, or so we can create floor, or a ground, I should say. So we'll just position it right under his foot because you want it to be at the right spot. Then get like a brush that can be flat. Let's get a color first though. That should be good. And then see when I see how it's now painting flat, which is really cool. So you're gonna use this tool for so many different things. You can use it for walls, any type of hard surface, which is cool because what it does is it's locked to that surface. So my paintbrush is literally locked on it. So it's not like I can drop my hand beneath it and the line will follow. So it's only going to draw on that flat surface. So this tool is very important. So yeah, it's very important. Play around with them too, because there's all types in there. So this just happens to be the one that I tend to use the most. Also too, if you guys have enjoyed watching this tutorial and you want me to do more tilt brush tutorials, please comment and let me know. This is kind of the first real tilt brush tutorial that I've done that's a little more in depth. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope it can be a blessing to someone out there. Okay, so we can get rid of that. So it's very simple shadow, but I mean, we could have went into more detail, but just something to kind of give the idea. So see, that's looking pretty good, right? So honestly, guys, this is pretty much my workflow when I'm using Tiltbrush. This is pretty much the way I get started. So like you saw, we went over the kind of really basic look of it, and just kind of getting the pieces together. So like the arms, the upper body, the legs, the head, those types of things. You just get it all positioned, and then you kind of just start using that other, that tool to just kind of start mixing the colors together. So yeah, I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully there will be more to come. So, but yeah, so I think that looks pretty good. So let's do the bottom of his shoe so it's not all just one color. So let's start from here and then just pull up just like so. See, instantly that just that made it look better. Now we have to blend that. So let's come down here. There we go. And let's get this color again. Let's just fix up his shoe just a little bit, just because right now it looks a little funky. And let's just do the top right up here just a little bit. There we go. That looks better. It looks much better. More like clown shoes. just fix up this shoe just a little bit. Just give it more of a shape. And come over here on this side, and same thing. And then right underneath his leg, right here, we need to finish that shadow. Bring it all the way. There we go. Perfect. Just bring in a little bit right there. And then let's select his head, and let's actually make it a little bit smaller. Just a little bit. Group it together again. There we go. Just like so. And there we go. I think that looks good. Let's maybe touch that up just a little bit. Oop, here we go. Touch this up. You can always go through and do this like as much as you want. So you can always just smoothen things out and just make it look better. So yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys all